5 to 7. 5 to 7 like this. Come on. Hey. Better change your style when you come down from beggar. Where you getting close to a jota. Open your eyes to where your sense of form of butter. From Maryland to Shomalu, Jibawu, eh. From Surulere to Motion, Olosha. That place where them batty boys, them are gross. That you went to Baba, show the underbreed. Them feed, I yash the very air where you they breathe, oh. And if you dey come put that be like not the door. It's like a little bit, put your back against the wall. The cold of the smile and the toss. The cold of the smile and the toss. Every day, not stress, everybody just sweats. Now all man, they vex, so they correlate. We forever the best, running the street of the West Coast. I represent LAS to the GI.
It's a round, baby. It's a round. We made it alive. Last flight to Abuja, okay? That's how we do it. That's how we do. And we're signing out. See you at the premiere.
I never have received full of my motto, my wojo, I'm a criminal. I'm repping it to us, I'm spitting on this mic. Oh, I don't forget my boots for hurry, oh, Coco Michael. Up in the ooze about with the psycho.
Hello, my name is Obi Melanie. Welcome once again to this special program that takes you behind the scenes of the making of the film Last Flight to Abuja. This program is meant to shed some light on some of the factors that you see when you watch the film, and also to also throw some light on some of the people who work behind the scenes that you never get to recognize when you see them on the streets, but they work as hard as the actors that you recognize, and sometimes harder than those actors. People like me, you know. I'm still in my pilot's costume. I'm still living my fantasy. Somebody wake me up. In the first episode of this special program, we looked at the leading stars of Last Flight to Abuja. People like Omotola Janade Kehinde.
Right away, so please get the driver to get the car ready. He's taking me to the airport.
Hakim K. Kazim.
Madam, I beg, don't let this one toast you all. He has a woman in every state capital in Nigeria.
Oh Lord,
this one.
Oh Lord, sure.
Jim Ike.
Okay, I'm not married. And no, I'm not seeing anyone.
Ali Nuhu.
Please, Susie, I'm sorry. It's not what it seems.
Jide Kosoko.
Why are you waiting?
Anthony Manjaro. Uche Odoputa.
I don't have your time now, you hear me?
In this second and final episode, we're going to be looking at the rest of the cast members that were responsible for bringing the magic that you see on the screen, because the stars alone by themselves cannot make a film. So we're going to be looking at some of those people who contributed their little quota to the success of the film. The beautiful Urueke. I am proud to say that I gave her big break in the film industry with a film in 2005 called Ebony. I also used her in another film in 2006 called Lucky Joe, and she's like a litmus pepper. She's always willing to learn, and that explains why she's grown so rapidly in the industry. And she was nominated as one of the rising stars of Nollywood. You know, she looks the part. She's a hard worker. She's grafting. Moved from London to Nigeria to try and establish herself. And within a matter of months, she's one of the most recognizable faces, new faces in Nollywood. Her manages to carry the amount of anxiety without panic that is necessary to portray the role of Ijoma, the chief air hostess. Olumide Bakare. Olumide Bakare is very well known in the Yoruba world of cinema. He is one of the compatriots of Jide Kosoko, and when I requested for an elderly man in a role, and Jide recommended Olumide, I felt I've got it. I couldn't have chosen better, you know. And when he was on set, he was trying to, you know, encourage all the younger people. Olumide Bakari was an asset in this project.
Attractive. Adishola, you're so full of yourself.
Jennifer Oguzie is a Hollywood-based Nigerian actress. She has been a staunch supporter of myself and my projects.
Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Oguzie, and I flew out here from Los Angeles, California to be a part of this project, Last Flight to Abuja.
So Jennifer, do you want to tell us what your role is in this film?
Sure, I'm actually playing Yolanda. Yolanda is their chief accountant, and
she brought a certain level of Americanness as she plays this accountant for the big company that found her way onto the flight and was like the moral foil for the Hakim character. Celine Loda is one of the most recognizable corporate showbiz faces in Nigeria. You know, she moved from London to work for UBA and First Bank in executive positions, and now she's a consultant with the Central Bank of Nigeria. But she's never been in films. Every Sunday you look at the glossy pages of newspapers, you see her, wonderful, she's a fashionista in Nigeria, but never been in films. So when I pitched her to be part of Last Flight to Abuja and to play this pilot, she was scared. She said, I've never acted before. I said, but you don't need to act. This role is tailor-made for you. You're playing a professional woman who's a pilot, and all you have to do is remain controlled in the time of crisis, which you do every day in your daily life. So all you have to do is come and be Celine Loda. And she came and she had this uncanny chemistry with her co-pilot Monjaro. So Celine Loda brought with her another world into this film, the corporate world, the corporate Nigeria. And through her appearance in this film, we're able to talk to CEOs of big companies that would have only dreamt of doing before. And that takes this film to a new realm so that we can kind of get in the kind of sponsorships and marketing support from the big corporate companies in Nigeria to take this film to the next level. That's already happening, and that's mainly down to Celine Loda. And finally, I don't think I would finish the story of the cast of the film without mentioning some of the not so central characters in the film, but the stories around them being part of the film is interesting. You know, first of all, it's Joe. Joe came with my director of photography from LA, from Hollywood, as a camera assistant and focus puller. But he's a trained actor. So when he saw that there was a vacancy for a role as a football agent, and I felt, bingo, we could use him. He's Caucasian, and even though he has an American accent, a football agent could come from anywhere.
Well, I'll tell you what you will miss. All this lovely Nigerian hot weather. Yeah, laugh now.
Oh my God.
Laugh all you want. You'll be laughing your ass off when you have to report to 6 a.m. training sessions in Emirates.
There was also a lady called Nneka Adams from Canada. She wrote me an email on Facebook and said, I like what you do, I want to be part of your film. And she kept on and on reminding me and said, look, I heard you're doing a new film, I would like to be part of it. And I said, look, I don't know you from Adams. Sorry about the pun. I don't know you from Adams, but I would give you a role if I see you in Nigeria. And that role could range from a crowd scene to a principal speaking role. But what would determine what role it is eventually would be how good you are and how early you make it to Nigeria. So if you find your way to Nigeria, I'll give you a role. To cut a long story short, Nneka paid her way from Canada, where she lived, to Nigeria. And when she came, I saw she could act. So I gave her a substantial role.
You're going to spoil this girl. You're going to spoil her. By the time she grows up, all sports and what, you start referring to her as her mother's daughter.
Oh, she's daddy's girl, man.
Only daughter. No.
If you only have a few minutes left to live, what would you do? Our determination to survive can often be outweighed by our willingness to accept our fate.
I have been authorized by the board to take all of you to Abuja.
Abuja.
Adam, is everything okay?
I'm going to surprise someone.
I'm living that good life. I'm steady getting that money. Smile every time that I wake up. I'm living that good life. I love my life.
Welcome aboard Flamingo Airways Flight 212 to Abuja.
120 knots. 130 knots.
Flamingo Flight 212, you're clear for 340, Roger.
I want the same amount from you, or else this babe will finish you.
You seem to value this your demanding job more than us.
But if I miss this flight and come back, then I'll know what to do to you.
I'm Detective Superintendent Akafu.
This is Flamingo Airline Flight 212. We have an emergency.
Please.
Flamingo Flight 212. Can you hear me?
Change your style when you come down from beggar. Where you getting close to a jota. Open your eyes to where your sense of form of butter. From Maryland to Shumalu, Jibawu, eh. From Suwale, to Motion, Losha. That place where them batty boys, them are gross. That you went to Babalo, show the underbreed. Them feet, I actually every air where you the breathe. Oh, and if you take come put a bill, ignore the door. It's like a little bit, put your back again.
The executive producer is one of the most important roles in the making of a film. The executive producer is the person responsible for raising the money by themselves or arranging for the money to be raised through other sources. So without them, there is no film. So I would celebrate my executive producers in this project, the people that put together the finance to make the film happen. When I say finance, I mean considerable amount of money for a Nollywood film. And chief amongst them is my own brother, Mr. Amasike.
Yeah, my name is Amasike Emelonye, and I am the executive producer of Last Flight Abuja. As you might know, Obi is my younger brother, and he approached me sometime back and told me about his plans of making a technical film, Last Flight to Abuja, and that got me very interested. I asked him how much he wanted, he told me, and I gave him the money. I think we spent slightly under £200,000, and that's like 50 million naira in Nigerian currency. Obi is a cracking filmmaker, a little bit ahead of Nollywood, you know, and I believe with time people will understand the kind of filmmaker this guy is. It's fantastic.
The support from my family has been tremendous, and for them to put what I consider to be a huge fraction of their fortune on this film and trust in my talent and my ability to deliver it on the highest level is really refreshing. There's also Mr. Nyimbi Odero. He's a Kenyan, but I call him my brother from a different mother. He provided, in collaboration with my brother with whom he runs a company, I would say 95% of the funds that made this film.